Now, I think it's pretty safe to say that the future of the Star Wars franchise seems to be quite expansive, not just with their books, novels, comics, and video games, but also, let's not forget about their new Star Wars TV shows, both in live action and animated form, as well as their new Star Wars movies, such as the 4th Star Wars trilogy, and even other spin-off films out there that are currently in the works by Disney and Lucasfilm. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one thing about Disney Star Wars is that we do know that they are currently heading in a more positive direction, given that Kathleen Kennedy has little to no creative power, except the Leslie Headland Star Wars TV series, and that's it. Which honestly is great news. It tells us, the fans, that things really are starting to shape up, given that George Lucas, Jon Favreau, and Dave Filoni are all very much hard at work on trying to really develop and deliver as much authentic Star Wars material as possible, right? And at the end of the day, that is Disney's goal. They really want to make Star Wars as successful as the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Not that they're necessarily competing with the MCU, because it's their own brand, but they just want to have two successful franchises on their plate that are going to have a lot of potential and a lot of expansive material. Now, when we look at one particular character that a lot of fans have known and loved throughout the prequel trilogy and other pieces of canon material like books, comics, you name it, is no other than Mace Windu, portrayed by Samuel Jackson. Now, Samuel Jackson, mind you, is an excellent actor. I think he's by far one of the fan-favorite actors in the Star Wars franchise. You know, I really do believe that Mace Windu is right up there with Darth Vader, Anakin, Luke, etc. One of the best characters by far in the Star Wars franchise. However, what's really exciting all has to do with one of the projects coming for Disney Plus, where, of course, now that the Skywalker saga is over, both Disney and Lucasfilm have been developing multiple new projects for Disney Plus and for theatrical releases in order to create the proper new Star Wars universe that they are aiming for. Now, it's noted that both Bob Iger and Bob Chapek are hard at work on developing ways to reunite the fans around the world. It's noted that one of the major new projects that are currently in development is the Mace Windu Star Wars TV series for Disney Plus that is set to debut sometime in 2024 that will explore Mace Windu's younger years as well as his older years after the events of Revenge of the Sith. The series is best described to be a series that will go back and forth between Mace Windu's life as a Padawan and the Jedi Master. The series is said to bring back iconic actor Samuel Jackson as well as another actor that will portray the younger version of Mace Windu. This decision was made since de-aging technology of Sam Jackson consistently would be too expensive for a budget on a Star Wars TV series. The series is set to begin the pre-production phase as early as February of next year, and that they are planning to begin filming sometime in the middle of 2022 in order to give it its 2024 release at some point in time. Now, Sam Jackson is actually said to have been in the talks with George Lucas of returning for the role, and that one part of the series is set to take place 10 years before Star Wars Episode 1, and the other part is set to take place roughly 6 years after Revenge of the Sith, that will reveal two mysterious timelines of Mace Windu's life. Now, what's really exciting about this, and let's stop right here for a second, is that Mace Windu, obviously Lucasfilm knows where the money is at this point. They know that the Skywalkers are a must. They know that the Skywalkers are very relevant. They're a big seller, so they're continuing them as well in other formats. But that they're also looking to really expand Mace Windu's life on Disney Plus. This, again, I think is a fantastic move, and it really gets the fans very excited. You know, we are seeing a lot of the core characters getting the limelight already and returning into Star Wars. You know, such as, for example, The Mandalorian Season 2 is going to bring in Ahsoka Tano, Boba Fett, and among other characters associated with the original trilogy and the Clone Wars. And then you got these other shows that are going to take advantage of the characters from the prequels. You know, we got the Kenobi TV series bringing back Kenobi from the prequel era, and we've got this Mace Windu Star Wars TV series bringing back Sam Jackson as Mace Windu, and a Mace Windu that we have never seen before. It's going to be a different take on the character. It's going to be a younger version of Mace and an older version of Mace Windu, something that the fans have actually never witnessed, and that to me sounds very exciting. Now, moving on beyond all of this, alright, Lucasfilm is currently on the hunt for proper Star Wars writers and directors to take care of the TV series that they plan to reveal the series at Star Wars Celebration of 2022. The iconic character Darth Vader is also said to return in the Mace Windu Star Wars TV series for Disney Plus that will give fans a brand new return and a brand new interaction between the two characters, and will also explore the true fate of Mace Windu. Once again, indicating that he never really died at the very end of Episode 6, and that they're going to explore how he survived the fall, right? So, Lucasfilm plans to actually show the fans how Mace Windu survived the fall at the very end of Episode 6, and how all of this will eventually tie directly into the new Star Wars universe. The series will also tap into the Jedi in hiding throughout the galaxy that are being hunted down by the Empire, such as Darth Vader and returning character from Star Wars Legends, Starkiller. Starkiller is said to be introduced as Vader's secret apprentice in the Mace Windu TV series for Disney Plus, where the show will give fans a different version of Starkiller's appearance, of course, in order to differentiate him from Star Wars Legends version from the Force Unleashed series. So, in case you guys are unfamiliar with Star Wars Legends, there was a character called Starkiller in there that served as the secret apprentice of Darth Vader. They're going to canonize this eventually in this new project that's going to feature Mace Windu. Now, the one thing I'm a little on edge about is how Lucasfilm plans to change Starkiller's appearance. I'm not quite sure if that's really the best way to go about doing things here, or if a lot of fans out there are really going to enjoy that decision. Nonetheless, I think that if you're going to have Starkiller in live-action form, you gotta get Sam Witwer back. You have to do it. I mean, that's the only way, right? You have to get Sam Witwer as Starkiller, unless they're going to drastically change his appearance to the point where he's going to be in that armor that we saw in the actual video game. You know, the special edition where he's got the armor and such. Very interesting take on Starkiller. Now, beyond all of this, alright, Mace Windu is of course one of the fan favorite characters, and that Lucasfilm knows the fans have wanted him back for many years since the prequels, and that Sam Jackson is already said to have already been signed on for the show now, given that he is becoming more free from the Marvel Cinematic Universe for the fans to actually witness. Mace Windu is also said to have a new Jedi Apprentice in his older years, 6 years after the events of Episode 6, that will explore a brand new location in the galaxy that has yet to be seen. Alright, so this is a very interesting take by Lucasfilm. Now, number one, alright, that I think is very important is that we have a scenario here where Lucasfilm is going to give the fans two different eras in the Mace Windu series. You have an era that takes place roughly 10 years before Episode 1, and then you have another era that takes place 6 years after Episode 6. That to me is very interesting, or should I say Episode 3, alright, not Episode 6. After Episode 3, it's going to take place 6 years after. That to me is a very interesting take on the franchise. After Episode 3, 6 years after Revenge of the Sith, that's going to be, by far, I think, you know, one of the more interesting ways of really giving the fans a different version of Mace Windu that the fans have never seen. And especially how it's going to explore Mace Windu's unknown master and Mace Windu's unknown apprentice. So you can see the parallels here in each era, if you will. You have one in which he's younger, takes place before Episode 1, he has a master. Then you got the other one that takes place after Revenge of the Sith, he has an actual apprentice. That, to me, I think is going to be a very interesting take on Star Wars for sure, and something that a lot of fans are really going to look forward to seeing on Disney Plus. I think that this is the way to go, and, you know, as the phrase goes in The Mandalorian, this is the way, it really is, because when you look at it this way, I think that the core characters really can be expanded Maybe it's fan service to some people out there that's not really all that productive, but to me, I think it's a great move by Disney and a step in the right direction. So with that being said, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon, we hear them moans again. No.